Hey everyone, Ashley here. Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies, and welcome to my review of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Ethan Hunt and the IMF team must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity if it falls into the wrong hands. Before I get into the review, if you'd like to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos I'm posting. Time for the review. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is the 7th movie in the Mission Impossible franchise, and it's directed by McQuarrie, who has now directed 3 of the movies, including Rogue Nation and Fallout, 2 of my favorites. And once again, it is a movie that offers an exciting, fun, thrilling, action-packed adventure. I love this franchise, and with each new movie, it seems like they get more and more thrilling, and that's certainly the case with Dead Reckoning Part 1. Now, I will say Dead Reckoning isn't as good as Rogue Nation or even Fallout, but it is still very, very good. And I would put it near the top of my list if I were to rank all the Mission Impossible movies. Dead Reckoning has a lot going for it. It's a ton of fun. It has cool set pieces, the unbelievable stunts that you come to expect with the Mission Impossible movie, many of them courtesy of Tom Cruise. And of course, it has the wonderful characters. And just like in all the other Mission Impossible movies, they're globetrotting, right? And it's really cool to see all the different locations that they get to visit. Rome being one of them in this movie, and I was really loving how that location was used for a lot of the action sequences and the fight scenes. There's a car chase scene that is very funny and really cool. And what I also love about this movie, speaking of funny, is how much humor this movie had. The other movies have had humor, but I feel like this movie had even more humor than some of the previous films, and it really, really worked. Tom Cruise is doing his own stunts, and at this point, that's something that you come to expect in a Mission Impossible movie. And really, at this point, it's like, what is Tom Cruise gonna do next, right? What's his next big stunt? And of course, he ups the game each time. And in this one, he's jumping off of a cliff, on a motorbike, or doing a fight scene on top of a moving train. And each of these action sequences, these fight scenes are just so thrilling, but it's also really cool to see Tom Cruise in his element, and to know that he's doing his stunts really adds that extra credibility to everything. And I just was on the edge of my seat the entire time. So one of my favorite things about the Mission Impossible movies is the characters. And the last few movies we've had, a set group of characters that have returned and working together and interacting. And so many of them are back. Like Tom Cruise is back as Ethan Hunt, but you also have Ving Rhames returning as Luther, Simon Pegg returning as Benji, Rebecca Ferguson returning as Ilsa Faust. But this movie also offers a bunch of new characters to the franchise, including Esai Morales as the villain Gabriel, and also Hayley Atwell as a woman named Grace. And let me tell you, I was really, really impressed with Hayley Atwell. Like, I've always been a fan of hers when she was in Agent Carter, but I really liked her character in this movie, and I was really impressed with how well she just kind of fit in. Like, it just made sense how her character was integrated into the group, and I really liked what they did with her character in the movie. So the plot of Dead Reckoning is a bit convoluted, and you could probably say that's the case with most Mission Impossible movies because, let's be real, the plot can get a little intricate and over-explained and a little too complex at times. But I will say it felt a little bit more so with this movie. However, I did like that the premise was dealing with AI. And because it's very timely. This is something that people are asking questions about now. And so I liked how the movie handled or even brought up the questions of, what happens if technology like this falls into the wrong hands? It's tackling the good, but also the very, very bad things that can happen with this kind of technology, especially if it's used in the wrong way. And so, this feels like a very urgent kind of problem. And the movie makes it, one that is on a global scale. So I really like that. So despite, it being a little convoluted, it was fine. And also, of course, you know, you add in the mix of the action sequences and the stunts and the cool locations and, of course, the characters. You're in for a fun ride. This is Dead Reckoning Part 1. So that means we're going to get Part 2 very soon. And, you know, there have been a few movies out this year that have been Part 1s, right? And they end on cliffhangers. I will say that I did really like how this movie, Mission Impossible, handles the split. I felt very satisfied with how this movie ended and how it's setting up the next movie. So even though it does end on a cliffhanger, that shouldn't really be a spoiler at this point. I did like how it ended, so I was fine with it. So that's my review of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. If you had a chance to watch the movie and you want to share your thoughts, you can do so in the comment section below. While you're here, like this video, just hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this.